Evening, folks. How you doing? It's Middle-Aged Gamer Guy here. Welcome to another Tuesday night gaming chat where we talk about all the latest games, news, and reviews from the last 7 days or so. Also, this stream is brought to you by our wonderful sponsor for this week and the next couple of streams, which is Royal Match! Exclamation Royal in chat, the match-free game where you've got to save King Harold from various different nightmare scenarios. Don't let him get caught on fire. Don't let him drown. But build up your kingdom, build up your palace, and you can have some fun by playing the game. The link is in the chat right now. We have set a challenge for you, wonderful viewers, to basically play the game and get to level 200 by this time next week. Some of you have already done it. We want to give a shout out to Jenny because she is the first person to do it. So in less than 24 hours, she's already smashed that target, which is amazing. So thank you to Jenny for doing that. But do it. Do it now. Go click the link or go in the About section of our channel and go support the stream by playing Royal Match, who are our sponsors all this week. Jenny, thank you so much for being the first one to complete the challenge. Let's say hello to everyone who's here. Gozzo, good evening. How are you, sir? Good to see you. Let's bring up some of the people on the thing. Danker, hello. There's Gozzo. Danker says, evening all. Hands up who's got addicted to Royal Match since yesterday. Well, there you go. There you go. Dan Gametank, good evening. Hello. Good to see you, buddy. Who else we got? Mr. Jesse, hello. Manic turned up. Will, good evening. How are you? Yes, it's a new intro. About just under 2 weeks. Just under 2 weeks. Went live just before I went to TwitchCon. So there you go. Jenny, obviously, we've said hello to. Good evening. How are you? Glad you like the intro as well. Flame, good evening. How are you? Sophie, how's it going? Phantom, good evening. Sawyer, good evening. Good to see you here. I did, Manic. I did get to play some of the First Descendant off stream. We'll talk about that because that was quite funny. Kylie, good evening. Howdy, howdy, howdy. How are you? Phantom says, I've played it for a bit. How you doing? It just is like, me. There you go. I'm good, thanks, man. Getting ready for Knots VG next. I know Knots VG will literally be next week. I know one of the organisers is sunning himself up in Spain right now, which is Alex. So there you go. Iquel, good evening. How are you? Flame says, I'm doing well. Ugh, click the wrong one. I'm doing well. Hope you're good. Is the First Descendant any good? Well, you'll have to find out, won't you? Because we'll be talking about that a bit later on. Dan's like, woo, not VG. Phantom says, sadly, I am here. Well, I know you're here. It's good to have you here. So there you go. And obviously, it wouldn't be one of these streams without my co-host, who knows the most. It's the one, it's the only, Mr. David Jones.
Good evening, mate. How you doing?
I'm very well. How are you, mate?
Not too bad. Evening, everyone in chat. Hope you're all doing well.
There you go. Let's see if your fan club's in tonight, Dave. Let's have a look. Let's go. There you go. Look, don't forget exclamation Dave in chat. Gives Dave a shout out because he doesn't stream. So yeah, you haven't got round to playing it. Try it. I'll give my opinion later because you know, we did a stream of it last week, which was interesting. So there you go. What else? My Phantom's life is currently work, Minecraft, snooze, and watching these streams. Well, I appreciate it.
Is that snooze or is that Zenless Zone Zero?
I mean, well, actually, we could have that as well. Yeah. Are you just playing Zenless Zone Zero all week, like triple time? There you go. Your fan club is in tonight. Dave is so hot.
Sophie.
All hail Dave. All hail Dave. Yes. Manic says, I thought that was Zenless Zone Zero as well. Phantom's playing it. There you go. Well, we'll be talking about that tonight as well. Go enjoy the game. Enjoy the game. Spain versus France tonight. So let us know what the scores are. Sleep is for the weak. There you go. Jay's gone, Dave. There you go. So what have you been playing, Dave? What have you been playing?
I still mostly Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree, mate. Yeah, just progressing in that, taking my time, exploring the map, find like all the other little bits and pieces that scatter around there, you know, like little hidden caves and forts and stuff like that. Which I'm still enjoying it. Still, you know, good. You know, exploring the map. It's definitely one of those maps that makes you want to explore it. You just sort of stop in one place and look around. You find yourself thinking, how do I get there? you started exploring. And it gets to the point where you don't actually get to where you were originally thinking of going to because you got distracted by something else and went and found something else. It was really cool. So still managed to that, and I'll probably be the same for the next couple of weeks, I reckon. So I'm thoroughly enjoying it. But the one other thing I did try, myself and a friend tried Lords of the Fallen on Sunday.
Oh yeah,
because it's on Game Pass, and we thought we'd try that in co-op. It was okay. I think probably part of the problem is trying to play that at the same time as playing Elden Ring, and it just fails in comparison to it on pretty much every sort of level. It looks nice graphic wise, but gameplay wise, I didn't think it was particularly good. It just didn't really feel like it had the sort of weight behind the combat. It just felt a little bit janky. The co-op was a little bit iffy as well in places. So not the best. I mean, others might enjoy it and tell me I'm wrong, but it didn't really do it for me.
Okay. It's weird. There's been people complaining that there's not really that many good updates, which is a bit weird, but there you go. George TMH, thank you for the follow. Also BJ, laugh out loud, loving that name. See where you're going with that one. Thank you for the follow. He says, Dave, I'm your biggest fan. So there you go, Dave. You got another dedicated fan in chat right now for you, which is pretty good going. So see, Dave's fan base is growing and growing while mine is just dwindling every single way.
On live support, eh?
Literally on live support. But there you go. So BJ, still loving that. That's great. And George, thank you so much for those follows. Shout Paulie if you love me. Hello, Paulie. There you go. How are you doing, Mr. Newton? iQuail, you're very welcome. iQuail was asking what the group. We've got a group for the sponsor, ironically. He was saying, what is it? And it is literally Middle-Aged Gamer. I wanted to put Guy at the end, but unfortunately, there's not enough space for the letters. So it's just Middle-Aged Gamer. But there you go. Sophie says, Paulie is so cute. There you go. Everyone's loving Paulie at the moment. There you go. Good to see you, Mr. Newton. Danka says, nah, your YouTube is kicking off. Who's YouTube? Mine? Someone else's? Dave's not got a YouTube. Not a note of. Yeah. There you go. Feeling the love. Thanks, guys. You're very welcome. So bit upset that Dave didn't shout. Oh, go on. You've got to shout him out, mate.
Paulie.
There you go.
Are
you happy now? Have you?
Have
you seen what you've done now, Paulie? You've devastated my co-host now, making him do that. What have I been playing? Well, not much because I've been so freaking busy. But a game we talked about on last week's show, and then I got to stream on Thursday, and then I did get to play over the weekend. Ka-ching!
Oh, nice.
Yeah, really enjoying it. Luigi's Mansion 2 HD. Obviously, I'd never played the original. Loving every minute of it. It's really, really good.
Play the third one?
I played some of the third one. I don't own it, but I had a friend who had it, so I played some of it. So it's difficult to me because I never played the whole thing. So it's difficult for me to compare. But I know everyone said the third one was amazing.
Oh, it is really good.
But like we talked about last week, people who probably already played this probably a little bit disappointed that it's only just a bit of refresh. But for me, it deserves that 8 out of 10, maybe a little bit more, because I think this is brilliant. I'm really enjoying it. So, but that's all I've had time for. Yeah, you've not had much on. No, I've hardly had anything on, have I? All I do is sit around and play games all day. I fucking wish, instead of organising fucking gaming conventions. So yes, there you go. So just to clarify, our guest this week has changed. Oh, see, George, do you know what? I'll tell you what. You know how to segue. I'll tell you what, you know how to segue brilliantly. He says, when's Tomo coming on? Well, you'll find out. Our guests that were due to be on today, unfortunately, couldn't make it on the show, but they will be joining us hopefully in August. We were due to have the devs of a game called Pifsy on the show, but some things came up. But this gentleman, who I met a couple of months ago, I met him at one of the first Manchester Twitch meetups, and then he was at our very own Manchester Twitch meetup just a couple of weeks ago with Kelt Brenny, who was on this very show last week, and Lisa Paranormal, who was on a couple of weeks ago. And he has been officially accepted this week as a content creator for something called Timeless Gaming Convention. I've got no idea what that is, but apparently around about 10 o'clock, we're going to talk about that. And we're also going to announce something new that we've never talked about. But this gentleman's an absolutely great guy, great streamer. He's good friends with a number of people that are in this community. Please give it up for the one and only T0mm0theone. How you doing?
Good evening, guys. You okay?
Good to see you.
Matt. Good evening, Dave. Chat. How is everyone?
There you go. Big Jesse says, "What the fuck is Timeless Gaming Convention?" I wish I knew. If anybody knows, please let us know. Yeah,
never heard of it.
There you go. Look, Paulie's reminiscing. Paulie's like, I think Paul's anchoring for an invite on the show. I remember when you used to have me and Jesse as guests. Good times, funny times. Well, you know, we've still got the rest of the autumn and the winter to book up for this show, so it could happen. There you go. There you go. Dagger says, "Good evening, Tomo."
Good evening.
There you go. There you go. How's everyone doing? And there is Tomo's link. So go click on that link. Go give him a follow because he's guest. Jenny says, "I've never been a guest." Fucking hell, they're queuing up now, aren't they? Everyone, Jesus, what have we started? But there is also his Twitch channel there. Go give Tomo a follow. And for those who don't know what Tomo does, please explain to us some of the stuff and the content that you do.
Oh, friend. God. A bit of everything. I spend a lot of time chatting, spend a lot of time listening to music, talking to the community and chat and all sorts of things. But I do play games in between, obviously, because that's what I'm here for. I usually play a lot of Escape from Tarkov, but I've not been playing that lately. I'm waiting for the wipe to come out, which is next month. So I've been tying myself up with some Elden Ring.
Nice.
Yeah, I've literally just finished that last night. I need to do the DLC now, which hopefully ties me over till Escape from Tarkov comes.
Okay.
Which I'm not looking forward to because I had a hard time playing Elden Ring. But I'm sure it'll be fun.
What's some of your favourite games that you've played?
Do you know what? It's really hard to say, but there was a post that I saw on Twitter yesterday. That's like, what if you could pick one game and one game only to be your all-time favorite? And I said Metal Gear Solid 1, the original.
Okay.
Yeah, honestly, I love that game. Best kind of game I've ever played.
I might as well ask this question then. Dave, what would you be if you could only pick one game? See, I'm not going to be able to answer that because I'm stuck with two. But
oh god, I don't know. There's loads that I do really like. I mean, Elden Ring would be one that definitely is up there at the moment. I absolutely love that. I could just lose hours, just wander around that game, just fight the enemies. So I'll go with that one at the moment.
Okay.
If you give me more time to think about it, I probably would have thought some other ones from like way back when that I still absolutely love. But I'll tell you one that's just popped back in my head. The original Flashback. Always love that game, so I'll always go back and play. Love that game to bits.
That was always good fun. For me, Jenny says Resistance 3 for me. There you go. For me, it would either be Assassin's Creed 2 or Far Cry 3. Ironically, both Ubisoft games, but probably some of the best ones in those series.
I do like Far Cry.
The high points, to be fair.
Yeah, so there you go. Yeah, Maggie's stuck with 2. Halo and the original release of Cyberpunk. You can fuck off with those suggestions. Neither of them are good games. George said, old school RuneScape for me.
Oh my god. Don't even get me started with that game.
Oh, go on. No, I think
I literally logged into my account last night on old school RuneScape, and you can see like how long your account has been created.
Yeah.
And when I looked, 20 years I've had my account on old school RuneScape.
Sweet. Mr. Newton says Mag loves Halo. I fucking don't. Gozo, Assassin's Creed 2 is the best one of that. I totally agree with you. Will says Killzone 3. Last of Us Part 2, probably. Kylie, doing great for our sponsors. Royal Match. Thank you. Exclamation Royal in chat. Download the game now. Aurelian, how you doing? Ooh, Tomo, how are we finding the Viper in FFXIV, if you've tried it?
So I haven't actually really got that far into Final Fantasy 14. Okay. I've got past the first DLC. I'm about midway through the second DLC at the moment. So there's a lot to get through, and it's very lore heavy as well. So you've got to spend a lot of time like reading and finding the stuff that's been going on and stuff. But it does look good. Like I want to get to that point. I know it's going to take me a long time. Hopefully not as long as old school RuneScape. But yeah.
See, thank you to you Spoon, you TV for the follow. Greatly appreciated. We're getting some cracking names in chat tonight, I'll tell you. That's great, that. George wants to know, what are your stats on OSRs? There you go.
Okay, I've got at least 10 level 99 stats, which is the max level that you can go to.
Right. Okay. Manic says, and then they will probably next month they will announce a RuneScape 4K resolution remake.
Yeah, definitely.
As long as they don't do what they were going to do with Ark and Overwatch. Oh, by the way, everything you've done in your progress is scrapped because this new version comes out and everyone goes, no! Don't do that.
That sounds
Don't
about
do
right.
that. There you go. Welcome, you Spoon. There you go. Finally got through all the ads. Welcome here. Thank you so much for that follow and thank you for being here. Dan, again, all Tomo's socials are there. His Twitter, his Insta, his Twitch channel. Do go give him a follow. He's taking the time out to be with us tonight on this show and talk about all things gaming. We are going to talk Final Fantasy 14 a bit as well. Aurelian does say you should be able to pick up the DLC classes when you hit the level requirement without needing to be at the DLC MSK. All this just going over my fucking head. Yeah, I'm just like, yeah, okay, yeah, all right, nice, yeah, whatever. I don't fucking know. But there you go. There you go. People are mentioning other mobile games in the chat. Shush! There is no other mobile games. Only Royal Match, our sponsor. Only Royal Match, our sponsor for this week. And then other mobile games are available. There you go. So, lads, shall we crack on with the show?
Let's do it, mate.
Let's make this happen. So, this is our 175th show, ladies and gentlemen. Bit of a lean week, though, this week. We said that July was going to get better with games releases. Yeah, but maybe not this week compared to like next week, which we've got like tons to talk about. But we have got such games as Final Fantasy 14 Dawn Trail, the First Descendant, and Zenless Zen Zero. So we've got 5 new games to talk about and the latest gaming news. And we're going to give you some updates on Timeless Gaming Convention. And not only that, we did a big announcement last night about Timeless, but we've got another announcement tonight, which we've hinted at. So people will probably figure out what it is. But you'll see. You'll see. So let's crack on with our first one. This is our first game, which came out Tuesday last week on PS4, 5, Xbox Series XS, and PC. This is Final Fantasy 14 Dawn Trail, which is part of the Final Fantasy 14 Online. Let's have a look at the... well, if I press the right button, let's have a look at the trailer. I'm totally pressing the wrong thing here. And let us know your thoughts. Now, just to tell you, this is a long trailer. Okay, this is nearly 3.5 minutes. So if there's any people that are not fans of Final Fantasy, go make a cup of tea now, because by the time you've done it, brewed it, put the milk in, put the sugar and sat back down, the trailer should be over. But for those who are Final Fantasy fans, this is for you. Check this out.
Well, for once, the fate of the world doesn't rest on our shoulders. We might even get a chance to enjoy ourselves.
Do not be so quick to relax.
Just wait, Papa. When this contest is said and done, it'll be your daughter who sits the throne. Me, Wokla Mat!
And so does our ship cast off from the docks. In retrospect, of course, that battle against the storm would prove a fitting prelude to the coming contest for the throne.
You four will compete in the right of succession. The outcome of which will decide who takes my place as Dawn Servant.
We are blessed siblings, the elevated chosen.
Our nation can change for the better. I am bound to no one.
Wokla Mat, protector of peace and soon to be Dawn servant.
waste of time. I can always take what I need later.
Our nation is a fortress, and its people the bricks with which it is built.
It is through embracing innovation that we will usher Tuli Yolal onto a more prosperous future. Its people lived as gods, never aging, never dying, free from hardship and conflict.
All this time, it was here, a city of gold.
A golden light. Could it be?
Much about the key remains shrouded in mystery.
What in the world is that?
What is this relic of theirs? Who made it? And to what end?
I will be the next Dawn servant, and I'll protect my people's happiness to the last!
There you go. Final Fantasy 14 long trailer. I mean, Dawn Trail. Yeah, Dave, for those who don't know, tell us what this is all about, because this has been going on for quite a while, and this is a new edition, isn't it?
Well, yeah, that's right. This has been going on for a good number of years now, and it wrapped up the main story arc with its previous expansion. So that had been like, I think, a decade-long story that finally came to a close. And this is like, I don't know if this is really setting up a whole new story, or if this is just like a separate chapter, just like give you a bit of a change from what you've just been playing for the last like 10 years, a little different story before perhaps they launch into something else. But in this one, your character and your party members are reunited. You've been invited to accompany a new character called Wuklamat to their home country, where they're taking part in a rite of passage to decide the leadership of the country. So you're going along to help that character out. Also get involved in various new things that are going to happen in the story. Lots of new stuff to do in there. Whole new continent to go and explore. A couple of new jobs. I think Viper and Pictomancer that you can dabble in if you fancy. Okay. But it's also got a new a little graphical update as well. Just like improve the graphics, make it all look a bit nicer, a little bit more modern. It looked pretty decent. What we saw in that trailer. A few things I've seen are people saying that the story in this isn't quite as good as what's come before. It's probably always going to be hard to follow on from like a storyline that's been going for like 10 years. That's finished in a very climatic way. It was apparently pretty good. And then you got something new that's got to start. And, it's got to start almost from scratch in a way, telling a new story. It's hopefully got to like get some hooks into bring you in and make you want to keep playing it. But apparently that's just not quite as strong in this one.
Okay.
So we'll have to see if they can sort of pick it up in the next expansion, because no doubt there'll be more. I don't think Final Fantasy is going to end anytime soon.
No, it's a bit like it seems to be this, and obviously another thing that we had a couple of weeks ago, which was the new expansion for the Elder Scrolls Online, didn't we? Because we had the Gold Road that come out. These seem to be the two ones that are staying the course of time, and they keep adding more and more content on. Which
World of Warcraft as well. That keeps going, doesn't it? These don't show any sign of stopping. I think as long as they've got the player base, people keep paying the money for them.
Yeah,
keep new content for it. Keep improving them.
So right. So I'll explain why there's people putting scores in chat in a minute, as you can all join in. Quick question before I ask Tomo his thoughts on this. Question for everyone: favorite OSRS boss of all time? No, I don't know what that is. So
old school RuneScape.
Yeah, see, I'm not going to know that. I can't.
Never played it.
You're not going to know that. No.
But we'll let Tomo answer this.
I'll answer George. I'm going to say Nex is my favorite boss. Only because it made me filthy rich in the game. So
Okay.
yeah.
Stephen Mann, it was like, what? So I didn't know what it was. So there you go. Yeah, no Final Fantasy 20 is safe unless Greg goes bust. Not really sure what I'm going with on this, and 8. Right, well, before we start to get into the scores and seeing how you can get a shout out in the chat, so your thoughts on this new addition to Final Fantasy 14? What are your thoughts on it?
It was a very long trailer. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
I was surprised from what you were saying, Dave, about like the reviews. People are saying like it's not as good as the other expansions. I would probably give it like at first I'd probably give it a 9 just because of like the player base and stuff like that. But
Okay.
now that you kind of said that, I'd probably touch it down a bit. 8.5.
Okay. All right. So what we'll do here, because Tomo's saying an 8.5, we've got a couple of scores in chat. I'll explain this. So for anyone who's not seen the show, we don't review the games, but what we do is scour the internet for all the scores from all the different websites, turn them, crush them all in, turn them into an average, and we get an average score. Now, you may agree with it, you may not, but if you get it correct and guess in the chat, we will give you a shout out for your channel. It can be halves and whole numbers, anywhere from 0 to 10, and you can have 0.5s as well. So obviously we know that Danka went off to make some food, and he said, did Danka say an 8? I think Danka said an 8. Will says a 9. Manic is going with you, Tomo, 8.5.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Gozzo says an 8. Mr. Newton says 7.5. Arquail says, not really sure, but I'm going with an 8 on this one. Kylie says 8. I'm unashamedly cheating on this one. Ooh, okay. If you look something up there, Kylie. Flame says 7.5 out of 10. Who else we got? Jenny says 9 for the Final Fantasy lovers. There you go. George says an 8.5 as well. He agrees with you, Tomo. But yeah, Danka was an 8. Thank you for going to. You Spoon says 7. Will said an 8. Yeah. No, I'm copying other people's answers. Oh, that's fair. You didn't look it up. That's okay. We can allow that. You can go for that. Kylie technically isn't cheating. 8.5 as well. Aurelian's going with. Dave, what say you on this?
I'm going to try an 8.
Going for an 8. Okay. Folks, this is your last chance to get a shout out. Get your score in chat. This is Final Fantasy 14 Dawn Trail, which came out last Tuesday on PS4, 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. And if there are no more scores in the chat, hang on, isn't that what everyone does anyway? Who's getting the most points out of guessing? We all just copy them like it's high school, but live streaming. I was told it wasn't called copying. I was told it was called market research. There you go. If there are no more scores in the chat, I could tell you this didn't do as well as some people thought it was going to do. 7.5 out of 10 on average.
I'm actually really surprised at that.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest Final Fantasy person, but even I was like, oh, really? So, yeah. Now, again, little note, as of writing the show, which I write on the afternoon, these average scores could go up or down. We have seen some games that have got really low scores that have done better as the week's gone by. Then we've seen some that we've got really good scores and the scores have gone down. So take it with a pinch of salt, but this is what the reviewers are saying at the moment. It's sitting around about a 7.5. I think it's shocked a lot of people, that has. Did we get anyone who said, I'm sure we did have someone that said 7.5. Or did they say 7? Do you know what? Oh, Flame did. Flame said 7.5. Mr. Newton said 7.5. So we did get some people. Well done. Well done. Go follow those guys. Go click on their channels. Well done. But yeah, we have got a lot of people going, wow, 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 wow. So there you go. So it shocked a lot of people. But there you go. First game of the night, 7.5. Moving on to another game that came out last Tuesday. We streamed kind of last Wednesday before all the fucking servers went down and we couldn't play it on live on stream. This is out on PS4, 5, Xbox Series X, S1 and PC and is free to play, ladies and gentlemen. This is the trailer for The First Descendant. Let's have a look at this.
facing tempest and death. I'll fight till the end. Creatures of my dreams raise up and dance to despair. Now and forever, I will care.
There you go, folks. The First Descendant, which came out last Tuesday. Now, anyone who saw my stream last Wednesday knows that we literally started playing it and we were all like, oh, we're impressed. This looks good. It's got a Gears of War feel and a bit of a Division feel and a bit of a Destiny feel to it. And then we went to welcome everyone in to join the game, and they shut the fucking servers down because they'd had massive problems and we couldn't play the game for the rest of the night. So I've only actually witnessed the first half an hour of this game. So I can't really say much about it. I do want to get around to playing it, but unfortunately Luigi's Mansion 2 took all my time at the weekend. But the servers died. I heard that they were back up and running the next day. It's just sod's law that the day we decided to stream it, the servers took a massive dump.
One of these live service things at launch, ain't it?
Yeah, and it says we found out the reason was because they were connecting their service to Microsoft and not to Amazon. And it just absolutely went crap. Jenny was like, ooh, pretty. It is a pretty game, I have to say. Danka says, I think this is going to be a 6 because there's people saying it's getting a lot of hate on Reddit and stuff. I'm so resentful for it not working on launch day. I'm trying not to let that affect the score. But it is a fun game. I've seen a lot of people streaming it. I've seen a lot of people playing it. I think this is one of those. I'll get Dave to talk about the game a little bit more, but I think this is one of those games that the fans are going to love, but the critics are going to hate. I think that's the way it will be. But Dave, for anyone who doesn't know about the game, tell us a little bit more.
Yeah, at its core, it's a new free-to-play looter shooter. Supports to 4 players in co-op as well. So you can play it on your own or invite your mates in. You know, like you can in other games. You know, like Destiny, Outriders, Warframe. It's doing very similar things to those. I think it matches Warframe quite a lot. That's one of the things it's taken quite a lot of inspiration from. But it certainly looks nice. You know, that trailer does show some pretty decent looking graphics. And from what I've seen of the gameplay, yeah, it looks pretty decent in game as well. It's got one of those standard sci-fi stories, where the planet's been invaded by some aliens. You just got to fight them off. You're one of these descendants, whatever they are. Yeah. I haven't read up on that, so I don't know what exactly it will mean. But I get the impression you'll probably find out more about what a descendant is throughout the game. But yeah, it's because it's free to play. They kind of want you to play it all the time. So I think you've got daily and weekly and monthly stuff to do in there to sort of keep your attention. Also, as it's free to play, it's got the usual sort of things go along with that. I think there's a battle pass to it, and there's a cash shop where you can buy plenty of stuff. And I think that's probably where some people feel like it's a bit of the grind comes in, because whilst you can play it without paying anything, I think it can get a bit grindy to get some of the things, like some of the extra descendants, upgrade materials for weapons, upgrading your character and stuff like that. And I think there's like consumables you can buy that have like a one-time use, like paints for certain cosmetic skins. So it's got all this sort of stuff that you kind of unfortunately expect in these free-to-play games, but I can kind of understand why they're there because, developers, they do want you to pay some money because they've probably spent a fortune making the bloody game. So they've got to recoup it somehow, but then it just always has that sort of stink, that feel to it, that it's the grind is there to force you to go to the shop to buy these things, to avoid the grinds. Like, you can pay to get some of the new Descendants, or you can play, I don't know, X number of hours to grind away to get them. I suppose it just depends on whether you've got the time for these things. I haven't really got the time for these sorts of games, really. I'd be very picky about any ones I've played. But I can imagine if you're younger, not got much else going on, finish school for the day, get back home, you could put this on, play it, grind away, and it wouldn't really bother you.
I had very much good intentions to try more of this over the weekend, ready for tonight's show, but I failed to. But what I have said, because we didn't really get to play this or stream this properly, I have said I will probably come back to this in a couple of weeks and actually do a stream of it again once everything's settled down on it. So it's all good. Ben, good evening. How are you? Good to see you. Ben says, I don't know what we are looking at, but I agree with Kylie. We're talking about the First Descendant, which was the game we played last Wednesday, where the servers crashed while we're trying to do the game. George says, good point, Dave. Agrees with what you said. People agreeing, saying it's a very grindy game. Let's have a look at some of the scores we got so far. Let's just scroll up a bit. If I miss any, let me know. Danka says, I think it's going to be a 6. Manic says a 7. Gozzo says a 6. Games Guru says a 7. 7. Electric Bunny's out of 10. I do like the Electric Bunny character. 7.5 for Mr. Newton. Don't know why I coughed in the middle of that. 9 Electric Bunnies out of 10, says Jenny. 8.5 out of 10, says You Spoon. A lot of people saying it is very similar. Kylie says, stick with a safe 7, but I want to give it a 5 because of the failure to launch. iQuail, 6. Sophie says, still letting you know I'm here. Hi, Soph. What's the real issue with grinding games? Only want to invest into it. Yeah, it's up to you, I think. It's the thing. You can play those games for as long as you want. I think that's a perfectly valid reason. If you don't want to do the grinding, don't play the game. Simple as that. Emperor says, Will says 7. Flame says 7. George says 6.5. Aurelian says 6.5. What's your thoughts on this, Tom? Have you managed to have a chance to play this yet?
I managed to play a bit of it earlier. Same as you, like I've probably done about half an hour into it. So I haven't really got that much experience of like what's to do on the game and what you can, what's out there. But I do kind of agree with you. Like my first thoughts with it being free to play was if it is going to be a long-term game, I think I agree. Like there'll only be a select amount of people that will want to play that game.
Yeah.
Like I said, fans versus critics, I think it'll definitely be like that. But I'm not overly a massive fan of microtransactions in games and stuff like that. So that kind of puts me off a little bit. I mean, if there's a way to still kind of gain that, what you can do to pay.
Yeah, I think there is, but I think you just have to, as Dave said, you have to do a lot more grinding.
You have to do a lot.
Yeah, just to play it way more.
Yeah, which obviously we don't all have time to do that.
No, true.
No, that's the problem.
That is the thing. So we'll have to see. Folks, if you haven't done, get your scores in for this. This is the First Descendant, which came out last Tuesday on PS4, 5, Xbox Series, XS1 and PC. Dave, I'll start with you this time. What do you reckon this got score-wise?
I'm going to try a 7 for this one.
Okay, going for a 7. Tomo, what do you reckon?
I agree. I'm going to go for a 7 as well.
Going for a 7 as well. Okay, both from 7s from our guests and Dave on the screen. Any more scores? People seem to be hovering around 6s, 7s, a few 8s, all kind of going up there. Last chance, folks. There we go. Middle-aged guy. Remember back when we were kids and we used to type in cheat codes, and now those cheat codes are credit card detail. Yes, I agree. It's not up, down, left, right, etc., etc. It's now what's the 3 digits on the back of your card.
That's it. True.
Yeah, sad but true, definitely. All right, if we got no more scores, I could tell you that this got, and again, this kind of goes, I was kind of giving people a hint that I think this is a game that will score more highly with the fans than it will the critics. But this, on average, is coming in at a 6.5 out of 10. Which it's difficult for me to comment on. The only thing I will say, graphically, it looked beautiful, and the bit that I played felt good to play. But I did notice that a lot of the lip syncing and the dialogue seemed to be well off.
Yeah,
I don't know if anyone else noticed that.
My mate mentioned that earlier because I streamed it while I was playing on Discord, and my friend was like, "It's off sync." I didn't notice at first.
Yeah,
and
it's the game. Okay. It's not when streaming it. I've noticed that with loads of it, and everyone's like, "Oh shit, it's the game." The words don't go with the map, which is a bit weird. But congratulations to everyone who got it right. George, well done with a 6.5. Tanker says, "Damn, I'm striking out tonight. I had 6 in the mind." You were there. You were there. But yeah, well done to everyone who said 6.5. A couple of people are shocked that he got 6.5. Just scrolling up. Aurelian also got 6.5. Well done. Who else got 6.5? Some people were so close, just either side of it. Yeah, a lot of people were going like higher, 9s, 8s, etc. But there you go. I think that's everyone. And again, these people are getting the shout outs in the chat. Go give them a follow. Go give them some support because they spend the time to come and watch this show and support Dave and me and our wonderful guests. You go and give them a bit of time as well because they deserve it. So go check them out. So congratulations to everyone. I think you got them all, Dan. Thank you for doing that. I think you did that right. I don't think there's anyone else that said that. But there you go. There was a comment in chat I was just going to bring up. Oh, okay. Manic says, I should have noticed, but I'm guessing some of the cutscenes were done in Korean. And because they translate some of it into English accent, that's why it might not sync. Fair shout, mate.
Possible.
Yeah, that could be very true. That's a very good shout. Never thought of that. Yeah. See, you learn something new every day. We'll have some more game reviews coming up for you very shortly, but we are going to talk about some gaming news. And this is a bit of an interesting one because obviously with the console wars, which, let's face it, are kind of over, but people still say they go on, but they're over. Everyone knows that literally PlayStation beat Xbox Series X and S, right? They beat them like 3-1. Even Nintendo Switch was outselling, a console that came out like years ago was outselling Xbox. However, still to this day, Xbox Series X, not S, is the more powerful console than a PlayStation 5. And that has been proven because they've got the bigger specs and stuff, and it's more sort of PC geared to it. But the team at Digital Foundry did a couple of tests, and they noticed that there are some games that are across platforms that run better on a PS5 than an Xbox Series X, which is interesting because Xbox Series X is the more powerful and better equated machine. They basically said this is mainly because the PS5 does have more efficient GPU and better clock speeds. So certain games, like ones that Dave and Tomo are playing, like Elden Ring, do run a lot better and a lot quicker. However, what they've now said with the Xbox Series X is they still state that it is the more powerful console because you do tend to find that actually if you played Elden Ring on an Xbox Series X, it is actually a more consistent experience and there's a lot less frame rate judder and just general game runs smoother in general, but not as quick as a PS5, which is interesting. So what are our thoughts about that, Dave and Tomo? Do we think that the PlayStation 5 does mean it's more superior, even though it's not the more powerful console? Or is it kind of, well, it's one of this and one of nothing? What do you reckon, guys?
Oh, it's one of those ones where if you watch Digital Foundry's videos, a lot of the time there really isn't a huge amount in it when it comes to like looking at the frame rates between them. You can be talking like a couple of frames sometimes. It's not anything that anyone would really notice. It's only when you see the comparison videos. And whether we're talking about Elden Ring being a nicer play experience on the Xbox Series X, what they're talking about there, the Xbox has got better VRR support, variable refresh rate, if you've got a modern TV that supports that. And if you have got one of those TVs, then yeah, it looks smoother gameplay wise. The TV helps out with that, just makes it look nicer in motion. If you haven't got one, then there are occasions where you can notice the frame rate dip in like busy areas.
Yeah.
But these consoles are so close together these days. There really isn't that much in it. Well, and one of the other things that might make a difference as well is because the PlayStation is the one with the bigger install base. That is probably what devs are really targeting when they're building the games. They're working on those dev kits first, perhaps optimizing for those more than the Xbox.
Yeah,
especially if it's a multi-platform game, that might make a bit of a difference. But yeah, sometimes it does come down to just some of the little bits that you got set in these machines, like you mentioned, like higher clock speeds, and I think the PlayStation got slightly better software. It's like SDKs, software development kits for the PlayStation compared to Microsoft, so it can let the devs do a bit more, get like close to the hardware in a way with Sony's SDK than they can with Microsoft's one. So it's things like that help it. But as I say, when you look at the comparisons, there ain't much in it because the consoles they're both made by AMD. They've got AMD CPUs, GPUs in them. They're so close. There really isn't much in it anymore.
It's one of them, and before I get Tomo's opinion on it, I just want to say we've had a couple of gifted subs go out. I want to say some big shout outs. Firstly, Jenny Sparkles did the gifted tier 1 sub to Manic. So Manic, you've got 30 days free ad viewing. Good on you. And Dan Gaintank gifted a tier 1 sub to Gozzo. Also gets 1 month, 30 days of free ad viewing. I will speak English in a minute. We are very close to a hype train. And don't forget, folks, I am on the path to the Plus program. I'm consistently trying to get 100 subs ever since I got back from TwitchCon. I've been banging on about this, but I'm consistently trying to get 100 subs a month so that we get a bigger channel split from Twitch, because rather than getting a 50-50 split on subs, we would get a 60-40 split in our favor. So thank you to everyone. We're now at 42 of the 100. So you lot are doing brilliantly. And thank you very much to Dan and Jenny for doing that. Greatly appreciate it. And then also Jesse put a disclaimer saying, Mag might not speak English in a minute. Regards, mod team. Thank you. There you go. Tomo, your thoughts on it. Does it really matter in this now? Or...
In my opinion, I don't have much to say on consoles because I'm not a console player.
Yeah.
I originally came from Xbox anyway.
Yeah.
And but when the PS5 and the Xbox Series, is it Series X? This is what I mean. I don't even know. I at the time I wanted to buy a new console, and I was like, I've always had Xbox. Let's try PlayStation.
Yeah.
And when I played on the PlayStation, I was like, okay, I can tell this is really good. I can tell like it runs really smoothly. And then at the time, I was hearing mixed reviews of like, oh, PlayStation's doing a lot better than Xbox.
Yeah.
Xbox is, it's gone down the pan basically. And then 6 months down the line, I'm hearing a different story again. It's like, oh, Xbox is back on the rise, and I'm like, oh, okay. So it's one of them really. Like, I don't have much to say on consoles really, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it's one of them. You get mixed reviews no matter where you go, really.
I think that's the thing, and I want to say thank you to the people in a minute, but we've had more subs come in and we've hit another level on the hype train, but I'll say thank you to them in a minute. It's that weird thing that like PlayStation has been dominating, but then you look at this year and you kind of go, well, PlayStation is really doing a lot this year, and Xbox for once has actually got a lot more exclusive out. So you kind of go, actually, this could be the year that Xbox does really well, but then next year it could change again. So it's kind of like, well, it's one of this and one of that. And look, I'm not saying this to be like a fucking wise ass. I do have an Xbox Series X and I have a PlayStation 5. And the reason for that is because I want to play all the new games and they're not always out on the same things. So I've got them purely for the benefit of one of this show and also for the streams that I do. Do I really notice any difference between them? No. Do I have a favorite? Yeah, it's the Xbox because I've always been Xbox more. Do I love my PlayStation 5 as well? Yeah. Do I give a shit which one's better? No, not really. So it's one of them. There you go. It's all about the game exclusive. In a way, yes. That's what really matters. That's what it comes down to. New Gears of War for Xbox, indeed. Xbox ain't bothered about console wars. They want you to be able to play their games anyway. Exactly. And I think that's the route. And that's why I think they'll do better this year, because they've got all those amazing games that they put on the showcase. So I just want to say a big thank you to Atomic Moonchild for the gifted one sub. That went to Kauai, I believe. So thank you for that. Also, Atomic Moonchild is our community member of the month. So go follow her channel. She's awesome. She gets a shout out on literally every stream now for the rest of the month. And she won a £5 Xbox voucher last night. So good on her. And a big thank you to Kylie, who also gifted a tier 1 sub. That's gone to Lofty. And people got emotes. And we're on level 2 of that hype train. And Danka, thank you for the 1 bit, mate, because he went, woo, hi. There you go. Awesome. Thank you so much. So appreciate all that. If you want to keep that hype train going, please do feel free. It helps fund the channel. But we're now 44 towards that 100 for the Plus program, which is awesome. Atomic Moonchild says, yes, my Fallout character is going to enjoy those goodies. There you go. Spain won. Thank you for the update. So there you go. Everyone's following football. Spain won. So there you go. Let's move on to our next game. This also came out last Tuesday. This was out on PC, PS4, PS5, and Nintendo Switch. And this is kind of what you get when you get Lollipop Chainsaw mixed with ragdoll physics. This is called Hot Blood. Let's have a look at this.
Move, bitch! Dirty zombie!
Sexy heroine!
Oh, come here, baby. Dead meat!
Zombies!
Yeah, I'll be gentle. Another one dead.
Dress up!
Hi, baby. I felt good. I'm all yours.
Big weapons!
Get it, honey. I do love big things. Loser. Lie down, baby.
Sassy one-liners!
I'll kick your ass. Ah, broken nails. Learn to walk, dork. Love it. Oh, it stinks. God, I hate zombies.
Yeah, so there you go. Hot Blood. I think this is massively split the chat, because some people are like, yeah, loving this. I'd get this. Another people going, what the fuck is this shit? Which is mad. If I was a video game, I would be this game. Fucking hell. There you go. Oh, Hype Train. Thank you so much. The Hype Train has ended. Thank you to everyone who contributed. Your emotes are being sent to you now. That was 4 gifted subs and a bit. Thank you to Danka, Kylie, Moonchild, Dan Game Tank, and Jenny for making that happen. You lot are awesome. So, Dave, tell us a little bit more about this.
Yeah, this looks like a bit of a basic 3D beat 'em up. It's gone for a low poly art style. General premise: this one is a girl and a boyfriend have gone shopping in a shopping mall, and zombie outbreak kicks off, and she's got to try and find a boyfriend somewhere in the mall. I watched some gameplay of it earlier. It didn't really look that great. I thought the combat looked a little bit iffy, a bit sort of floaty, very, very basic. I don't think it's meant to be that long, but it's also not that expensive on Steam. I just had a quick look, and it's less than £6 at the moment.
Okay.
Offer. So, if you did buy it, you wouldn't be wasting too much if it did turn out to be a bit rubbish. But I just thought it looked a little bit janky from the gameplay. But I don't think it's trying to do much. It's just trying to be a simple 3D brawler.
Yeah.
More or less, really.
Yeah. It kind of says what it's going to do on the tin.
Yeah, that's it. What you see in the trailer is what you are going to get.
Yeah. Some of the people are not liking the sexist vibes that are coming from that thing. It is a bit got that sort of 90s. I mean, Lollipop Chainsaw was like that. And obviously we talked about Lollipop Chainsaw. They are making a remake of it. But that game was okay at best. And I do love Pseudo 51 games. And I've got it because I got it on the Xbox 360. It's down there. I've showed it off on stream before. But I looked at the remake and I was just like, So I'm not sure whether I'm looking forward to it or not, because it doesn't look, again, it's that thing of, if I played Luigi's Mansion 2 originally, I probably would have been disappointed with this, because it's just a reskin, and that's what that looks like to me. Without the original music as well, with like Dead or Alive, You Spin Me Round while you chop up people in the combine harvester. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, Tomo, your thoughts on this one? It's a bit of an odd one, isn't it?
This is a bit of an odd. It looks like something that I'd pick up and play it for like 10, 15 minutes. I'm like, yeah, I'm done now.
Yeah, it's just like, hey,
yeah. Yeah, it looks very like just that's it, like very low poly beat 'em up kind of thing. Like I've actually got no words to explain it. Like I said, I don't think it's something that I'd play for a long time. Maybe something if I was really, really bored.
Yeah. Again, even with £6, I can't see me playing this. I'm not gonna lie.
Can't wait for a sale.
Yeah, I'd rather spend my £6 elsewhere, I think.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Well, we've got some scores in chat already. Manic says this has got a 5 out of 10. Let's have a look. 7 because of the sassy one-liners. Gozzo says a 6. So chat, get your scores in now. Remember, you can get a shout out. You Spoon says like a 4. So people aren't really loving this that much. Atomic Moonchild says a 7.5, possibly. Okay, so chat, get your scores in now. What do we got? Phantom says a 1 out of 10. Fucking hell. Flame says a 6. Arquad says a 5.5. Danka will sway you. We'll see. Jenny, a 5. Tom, I'll start with you this time. What do you reckon to this one?
I reckon a 4, but like a low 4.
A low 4.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Dave, what say you?
I'm going to try a 5.5.
5.5. Okay. All right. We're kind of lowballing here with everyone, I think. Any other scores? Gozzo says I'm changing to 4. Okay, you can change your scores. Last chance, folks. Get your scores in chat. This is Hot Blood, which came out last Tuesday on PC, PS4, PS5, and Nintendo Switch. So any Xbox owners will be happy to know it's not on that. Aurelian says a 2.5. But I can tell you that this, Dave, you're showing your wild side. I can tell you that this got... Well, I can tell you it's not as good as the First Descendant. But it's not as bad as people are thinking.
Wow.
Yeah, 6 out of 10. Also, Big Jesse has just reached level 200 and has completed the Royal Match Challenge. Thank you, Big Jesse. You absolute legend. You've done that. You are the next person. I think that's how many people now is that? As you are the second person to do that. So thank you so much. You absolute legend. You. Yeah. He says, can I go to bed now? Yes, your work here is done. But there you go. Sophie says, I call bullshit on that score, not the fact that Jesse got the 200. Yes, just to clarify. But yes, well done, Jesse. Thank you. A round of applause for Jesse doing that. There you go. Give him a shout out. Well done for doing that. There you go. It's only wasted a whole day of his life playing that for us, but there you go. So yeah, people saying Gozzo, yeah, rubbish. So yeah, 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10. Well done to Flame. Flame got that right. DJ says, I haven't got 14 hours of timeless work to do. Well, you have, but there you go. He says, oh, like I haven't got 14. He has got 14 hours of timeless work to do. There you go. So a 6 out of 10. It's perfectly okay, Hot Bloods. If you want to check it out, go check it out. And if you don't care for it, don't bother. Simple as. There you go. A little bit more gaming news, and then we're going to talk Timeless, because we've got another new Timeless announcement to talk about. Now, this one's a bit more interesting. It's not often we talk about criminals on the show, except when it's our mate. Hey, GTA, we got to talk. We got to talk. Florida Joker, we still love you, even though no one fucking else does. Yeah. So there's a guy in repping the West Midlands. His name, let me get these facts straight. This guy was called Anthony Bray. He was a 48-year-old who lives in Nuneaton in West Midlands. Woo! Nuneaton. Don't go there. It's terrible. And I had to work there a lot. It's shocking. He's been given 4 months in prison. 4 months in prison because he was carrying a 6-inch replica of the Legend of Zelda Master Sword. And you kind of think, well, what's wrong with that? Well, it was a bit weird because it did have a sheath in it, but you press a button and it shoots out. But he decided to walk straight down the open high street with the sword in his hand, waving it around like a twat, and then approach police with it. So he was immediately arrested. And he didn't do any harm to anyone, right? He didn't do any harm to anyone, but he's basically been given 4 months in prison. He stated that he was using it for his attention because, like, he didn't have a fidget spinner, so he was swinging it back and forth. But the police have basically said, firstly, there are other items that are a lot more accessible that could be used instead of fidget spinners and not a 6-inch sword, right? And there is a zero tolerance for bladed items out open in the public in the UK anyway. And secondly, you don't start waving it in front of the faces of the coppers because that's just going to get you a slap on the wrist. So he has now been given a 4-month prison sentence and that little 6-inch blade has been confiscated for good. So look, if you're going to get genuine items and you're going to do cosplay, that's great. Just don't be a fucking twat and walk down the road and start swinging swords at the coppers, all right? Okay,
I
kids?
don't like that.
That's what to tell your kids when you're older. Don't do this.
I mean, it could have been worse. He could have got fucking tased. He didn't get tased. Apparently, he kind of was like, oh, I'm sorry. And then they cuffed him and there was no like scuffle or anything. It was a bit sort of weird. But it was the fact he was going, hello, hello. I mean, if I saw someone coming at me saying, well, he might be saying hello, but I am fucking legging it down that road now. I'm gone. Gone. So there you go. So please don't get arrested to or from Timeless. Actually sounds like free advertising. It does. Come in your cosplay, but don't murder anybody. Link, you must achieve your Master Sword from the police station to stop the evil grammar guard and his control over the British public and government. Dan says, what a bell pepper. Waving anything 6 inches will get you in trouble.
Oh,
Don't expose your Master Sword in public. He's like, just a prank, bro. Yeah, they didn't find it funny. I guess you could say if he had the sands of time, what would have been avoided? Oh my God, yeah. But yeah, any thoughts on this, people? Because I just think this is the weirdest story of this week. We get some weird ones. I thought Florida Joker at the start of this year was weird, but this is just so.
Yeah, the guy's only got himself to blame, hasn't he? I mean,
Yeah.
Come on, you must know they've got zero tolerance for anything like that. And yeah, as I said, you could have found something else. Could have got a proper fidget spinner from somewhere, surely. You've got to play around a little Master Sword replica in public.
Yeah.
What a donut.
Timeless Gaming Convention has a zero murdering policy, exception if team members decide to murder Mag. True story. Yeah. So if I wave my 6-inch plushie about in public, does that mean I get arrested? Depends what you refer to as your plushie.
Yeah, that depends on it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Tomo, your thoughts on this mad thing? Because that's what it's only about, actually. Like, it's not that big.
Yes.
6 inches is not, but
6 inches is not that big.
No.
But I wonder if, like, when he got arrested, he was just like, "Oh, like I'm really gutted now. This has happened." You know, like, what do you expect?
It's going to be one of the two things that either he was like, "Can I have my sword back, please?" Or he's going, "What am I doing with my hands now? I ain't got a fidget spinner."
Dan's probably shaking in cuffs.
Yeah. It's like
there's probably some other inmates who'll give me something to do with his hands. It'll be all right.
Oh, God. I've got the sword for you.
Hey, and it's bigger than 6 inches. That's Emperor Cat said. That's what she said. 6 inches is massive. There you go. I just that story amused me massively. But yeah, okay. Only in Nuneaton, folks. It's the other side of Coventry. So if you ever go to Coventry, stay the fuck away from there. There you go. There you go. If there's anyone that is from Nuneaton and has watched the show and is deeply offended, I don't give a fuck. There you go. That's my apology. Let's move on. Actually, no, I don't mean that. Seriously, no. Or maybe I do. Who cares? Let's go. We're going to talk Timeless, ladies and gentlemen. Timeless Gaming Convention is like literally 5 weeks tomorrow. Jesus Christ, what have we let ourselves on in for? And if you don't know what it is, then I'm going to play this video and then hopefully it will explain things. And then Jesse will shout at me because I'm still not using the new video that says 400 arcade machines. But just take my word, it's over 400 arcade machines. And this is what it is. Exclamation timeless in the chat. Let's go. Oh, yes, folks. Timeless Gaming Convention is 5 weeks away tomorrow. And not only that, there is only 6 days left to get your VIP tickets because we are closing VIP tickets. We've sold over 75% of the VIP tickets for this year. So if you want to get them, you've got 6 days or 36 days to get your other tickets. And we, again, have got some big announcements yesterday, courtesy of our friends at the Gamer Guide, and Sawyer is in the chat. Let me bring that chat up so I can see it. We announced our second headline partner. Obviously, some of you know that we've got Sneak Energy on board as part of the team, and they are sponsoring our Sneak Challenge stage up on the second floor. But we have our main stage as well, and we are very happy to announce, as I quickly scroll down, that we have the wonderful Techware as our headline partner, who will be sponsoring our main stage, and they will be giving away some amazing goodies, which we will confirm. But you can get all the latest peripherals, keyboards, and some really cool gear. And some of you may have seen on the Manchester Twitch meetup that we were giving away these wonderful things. We will have 10 of these to give away, plus some other kit, some computer kit. And Justin and the team will be there. You can buy some kit. You can go speak to the guys, get some better hardware for your computer setups, your gaming setups. But they are our latest headline partner, and we welcome them on board for the main stage. So, along with Sneak and our other partners, Gamer Guide, Debug, our charity partner, Everyone Can, Geek Retreat Berry, Pixel Addict Magazine, and GT0mm0. Don't forget, for just buying a ticket, you can win a £150 GT0mm0 chair, but you need to be there at 6:45 on the main stage to see if you have won that chair. We have got so much more to announce. And not only that, we've got lots of prizes from Samsung and Insert Coin. But if I refresh, because I deliberately did that so you wouldn't see it, we can also tell you that if you want to win some prizes, it might be worth you turning up in cosplay. And the reason I say that is because we have officially announced our cosplay panel, ladies and gentlemen, run by the fantastic Jinx. We have some cosplayers returning that you may have seen from last year, and we have got some new ones. Not only that, Sneak Energy are sponsoring the cosplay competition because you could be the lucky winner of 2 tickets to MCM Comic Con London, courtesy of Sneak Energy, by winning the cosplay competition. We have our amazing host, Jinx, who's been on this very show and hosted the cosplay competition. She will be there leading the competition and hosting. We will be going around on the day in cosplay, taking people's names down, taking photos, and then you could be on stage around about 6 o'clock showing off your costume. And we have some amazing judges. We have 2 brand new judges this year. We have got the amazing Rafiria, that some of you may know from the Manchester meetups. She will be there. Excellent Silent Hill, Tekken, World of Warcraft cosplayer, as well as his first time here, Atom, who's based in Sheffield, does lots of stuff from Overwatch, Gears of War, to name a few. And returning for her second year as judge, we have got the amazing Zara Fox, who, if you remember last year, was dressed up as Lara Croft Tomb Raider. But she has done loads of stuff for Star Wars, Game of Thrones, Spider-Man, just to name a few. So they will be there on the day. We're not going to tell you what they're dressed as. Rafiria and Jinx will be dressed in certain costumes for a certain competition that we'll be announcing very soon. But all of these will be dressed up in another set of costumes, which will reveal closer to the time. But if you're a bit of a Nintendo fan, that might be a bit of a clue. So that's all I'm going to say. So a big thank you to Jinx, who will be there running all this with the wonderful Referia, Atom, and Zara. Not only that, we will have, as Sawyer mentioned, one of the chairs from GTO Mega that you can win. And all the content creators, including the wonderful Tomos here, will get to sign the chair. So we'll have that chair signed and on display. But you could be one of the lucky winners of the GTO Mega chairs that look like this. They're pretty damn cool. We are giving away this one, which is worth £150. It will be delivered to your door. And we have this one, which is worth £165. But if you want to know how you're going to win that one, you have to turn up to the event. So, lots of other things going on. We'll be announcing our full lineup. We have got another gaming legend to announce for our Gaming Legends panel. We have more competitions to announce. We have our judges for our Just Dance competition to announce, plus a ton of other prizes and possible sponsors for the event. So we got lots going on. Full lineup for the main stage will be announced in the next couple of weeks, and the full lineup for the competitions will be announced very soon. We have got Bullion, we have got Tekken 8, we have got Just Dance, to name a few, but we have got other competitions to announce that you can win some wonderful, wonderful prizes, not just from Samsung and Insert Coin and from a load of our exhibitors, but also from Twitch. You could get one of these wonderful Twitch t-shirts as well, and a load of other stuff we got from TwitchCon, to name a few things, and stuff from Warcraft and Pokemon, courtesy of Geek Retreat. So get your tickets now, folks. As I say, only 6 days left to get your VIP ticket. 6 days left. £50 is your cost of your VIP ticket. And with your VIP ticket, not only do you get in 1 hour earlier at 10 a.m., but you also get a limited edition timeless goodie bag, along with your VIP pass and lanyard. You also get priority on taking part in all those competitions that I met. So if the judges say, do you want to take part in this competition? You've got a VIP pass. You can get on stage and take part before anybody else. You also get a free food tokens. You can either have a pizza, nachos, burger, or hot dog on us. And you can use that either in lunch or evening. But you also get the Into the Spider-Verse Zootech figures, courtesy of our friends at Format. A copy of Debug magazine, copy of Pixel Addict magazine. One of these 4 shakers, courtesy of the wonderful people at Sneak. And not only that, you will get one of the 8 flavors of Sneak energy drink, and you will get one of the 8 flavors randomly of the Sneak hydrate drink, and one of these 2 amazing pin badges from the amazing people at Insert Coin. The map one says that main quests are my side quests, and the other one says I need more sleep, with a little Nintendo Switch there. So you got all that, over 70 quid's worth of stuff in the goodie bag alone. And the content creators are also going to be getting some very special Gamer Guide bags as well. So not only that, you can get your standard ticket, which gets you in from 11 a.m. for 20 quid. And includes access to all the games, all the competitions, all the stages, and the indie game area, and the tabletop and board game area. A family ticket is 50 quid. 2 adults, 2 kids will save you a tenner. Kids under 5 go free. Or if you're a lone parent and don't want to pay for a family ticket, you can get a child's ticket added to your standard ticket for just a tenner, which saves you 20 quid. Discounts for group bookings of 5 or more and standard tickets. We had another group booking literally last night, thanks to our mate Danster, who's got his D&D game coming out very soon, was on this show a couple of months ago. He and his mates bought a load of tickets yesterday, so big shout out to him. But you can also get 15% off all these tickets from some wonderful content creators, including Tomo, who's right there. He has got a discount code. You can get 15% off those tickets. Jesse and Paulie from Newton's Nuggets. You can get for Ashens, because Dave's in chat, the wonderful community member of the month, Atomic Moonchild. You can also get them from Kylie and Pete from Rapid Reviews. Let's see who else is here. Who else is here? Have I missed anyone? I apologize if I missed anyone. I don't think so. Gamer Guide as well, if they're feeling generous with their codes. We'll see. But yes, he says, yeah, you can't get any from me. He's lying. I'm not. But there you go. And you can get 15% all tickets. So don't delay. 5 weeks to go, folks. Basically, the best gaming event of the summer. We've got competitions galore, expert panels, over 400 retro and new arcade machines for you to play, tabletop gaming. We've got loads of exhibitors, 18 different exhibitors we got at the show this year. The most exhibitors. This is the biggest show we have ever done, plus the cosplay competition. And you can go get pissed as well, because there's bars and reasonably priced food. And our evening entertainment. We've got DJ Slopes doing a DJ set and something else to reveal for you as well. Sawyer says, best UK event I'm hearing. Cool. I'll go with that. That is awesome. Do VIP? Oh, yes. And VIPs get discount on merchandise. Yes, you can get 10% off all merchandise. Not only can you get it off the standard merchandise that you can buy from last year and this year, but we have our limited edition 2024 merch. You can't buy the bags. You can only get that if you've got VIP. But the posters, T-shirts, 2 types of hoodies, the mug and the hat, you can get 10% off and collect them on the day. So if you want to order your merch, get it in advance and pick it up. Now, I know Phantom ordered merch last year and she got some cool stuff. So there you go. Can I cosplay as Tomo? Yes, you may end up winning 2 tickets to MCM Comic-Con. You never know. You might be the lucky person for that. So there you go, folks. Get your tickets. It is basically, according to Sawyer, the best UK gaming event in the UK, hands down. According to Sawyer. There you go. Just so I don't get into shit, because I'm affiliated with other UK gaming events that still want to employ me. So there you go. Just covering my back and my ass and my front. Let's move on to our next game. Just that in chat. Just that. I didn't say it. I didn't say that. I didn't say it. There you go. Didn't say it at all. There you go. He's got no affiliation to us, so he's all right. Got hoodies and a t-shirt. Yeah, Phantom got hoodies and a t-shirt last time. There you go. I am so sorry, Dave and Tom. There you go. Anyway, let's move on. I love how you just pointing at Tomo said, yeah. Best streamer in the UK right now. Yeah, Tomo's head.
Top streamer in the EU.
Yeah. Let's crack on with our next game. This came out last Thursday. And this is literally a new game, which has followed up very quickly, literally 15 months after Honko Star Rail. This is out on PC, Apple phones and Apple iPads and PS5. And this is from the creators of Honkai Star Rail and Genshin Impact. This is Zenless Zen Zero. Let's have a look. This is another free-to-play game. Check it out. There you go, folks. Zenless Zone Zero. And some people zoned out in chat and some people are loving this. Again, this has got chat kind of very sort of split down the middle. You've been saying 9, easy. Danker's saying 8, surely. 8.5 from Mr. Johnson, 9 from Phantom. Dave, tell us a bit more about this one. Some people are loving this big time.
Yeah, well, this is another one from Hoyoverse, who Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail. It's another one of their gacha games, so free to play game with battle passes and cash shop and various currencies you can earn in the game. It's got all that sort of stuff. But I often hear people say that they seem to have struck a reasonable balance in the way that it plays. I think whilst it does encourage you to go to the shop, it's not as aggressive as some other games can be. And again, you can play it without spending a penny. It's just there'll be a fair amount of grind to get through.
Yeah.
But this one's certainly got a very cool style to it. I do like the look of this one. It's got a nice sort of urban, sort of futuristic type look to it. A bit sort of retro as well, because one of the two characters you can sort of mainly play as that run like a retro video rental shop. It's like part of their cover. They're using that as like their genuine sort of business. And in the background, they're working as like proxies who have a team that they recruit and then send to these places called hollows, which are places like, I think they're meant to be alternate dimensions from them that have been created by some other entities that have come into the world and left these hollows behind. You send your team in there to like retrieve resources and technology from there, and it's within those areas that the combat takes place in. I've seen the combat in this one. It's meant to be a bit more action focused, a bit like Devil May Cry, Bayonetta, that sort of action heavy combat. It does look really good in the gameplay I've seen. It looks very cool, very flashy. And animated really, really well. So it looks like it should be good fun to play. Again, because it's a gacha game, free to play. Need a lot of time. I don't know whether I'd get around to it, but I guess everyone who likes the previous Hoyoverse games, this is looks like another good one from them. If you like the gacha stuff.
Yeah, do you know what? It's funny. I mean, Jesse says we don't mention Genshin Impact in this. That was only because we were sponsored by him 2 years ago. But I didn't mind that game. It was very Breath of the Wild, Legend of Zelda kind of style.
Oh yeah, definitely looked like Breath of the Wild, didn't it? Star Wars.
Honkai didn't really take my fancy. I never really played it because it was sort of very turn-based combat kind of game, and I'm not big on them. But this, as you say, this kind of seems to have that balance between the two, and the fact it's more Devil May Cry, and I like games like that. I probably would give this a go and see whether I liked it or not. So this is kind of it has got my interest. It's not like right up there, but it's like, well, maybe one day I'll play it or whatever, or play it on the iPad or whatever. Tomo, your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty cool. It does actually look really cool. It's not my style of game. It's something that I would probably rather watch someone play rather than play myself. And with it being, again, free to play, trying to get that time into to grind to do the other things, it just kind of puts me off. Yeah. But the action to it does look a lot fast paced compared to other games that I've seen before, which does kind of pique my interest a little bit. Much else to say, to be honest.
George says, did you see that the big streamer Jack Grish leaked the main story to it? Really? They basically just gave away the plot. Ouch. Whoops. There you go. Will's playing this right now. Will, let us know what you think of it. It's one of them. I probably would play this. I'll see. I did quite like Genshin. I'm not going to lie. For what I played, I thought it was all right. But it's one of those games, a bit like we said with the First Descendant. I haven't got the time to keep going on, and that game has got bigger and bigger and bigger, and I just haven't got the time to do it.
If there's like a main storyline you could get through in like 20-30 hours, then maybe.
Yeah.
Play that, be done with it. But I couldn't just keep going and going and going forever, like they probably want you to.
So imagine Mag playing this. There you go. There you go. All right, folks, get your scores in now. I think we've got a couple of scores already. Let's have a look. We had, just scrolling up, I had Danker with an 8, you Spoon with a 9, Dave Johnson with an 8.5, Phantom with a 9, Gozzo with an 8, iQuail with a 9, Kylie with an 8, Flame with a 7.5. George, I'm going to round down to a 9.5 9.5 unless you want a 10, because he said he can't have a 10 because that's for OSRS. So I'll make that a 9.5 for George. You Spoon saying a 9, Manic saying 8, Aurelian saying 8, George saying 9.5. Okay, thank you for confirming that. Dave, I'll come to you first on this one. What do you reckon?
I'm going to go for an 8.
Going for an 8. Okay. All right. Tomo?
I'm going to go for an 8 as well.
Going for an 8 as well. Okay. All right. Any more scores, folks? Get them in now. This came out last Thursday on PC, iOS, i.e. Apple phone and Apple iPad, and PlayStation 5. And this is Zenless Zone Zero. And I can tell you that this got...
Oh, lower than I expected.
Yeah. Now, some reviewers gave it 8. And there were some reviewers, I think GameSpot reviewed it, and they gave it as low as a 7. Which is weird, because they spoke of it quite highly, and they seem to like it more than Honkai Star Rail, but then they only gave it a 7. Which I thought was a bit of a weird review. I had to sit through a 14-minute review for that. Thanks, GameSpot. But yeah, that was a bit of a weird one. But on average, it comes out about 7.5, which kind of shocked me. I thought this would get quite high, actually. Some of these ones tonight have shocked me. The Final Fantasy one shocked me, and this as well. And the First Descendant, because I didn't think it was that bad. Same rubbish that should be 8 on this. There you go. So, yeah. But congratulations to everyone. Flame, well done. Got 7.5. So, yeah. Well done for getting them right. Well done for getting them right. Let's move on to our final game of the night. Yes, final game of the night. As I said, there wasn't that many this week, but I'll talk you through what we're going to talk about next week. This is, and there's been a number of games that we've talked about in this series before, and this is another one. This came out last Friday on PS4, 5, PC, and Switch. This is The Legend of Heroes, Trails Through Daybreak. Let's have a look at this one.
Monmar. This looks like the building.
First thing in the morning?
I have something I'd really like your help with. So, if you don't mind, sir.
I just want to make this clear. I'm not doing this because I couldn't say no to that tart. Come on, man. I'm only 24. This is how the world of work is. Good thing you're still in school. You got a lot to learn.
I understand you have your own way of doing things, but I have my own pride to satisfy, you know. But you have to understand just how much that memento means to me. That kind of talk has no place on an honorable battlefield.
Gonna sprout some gray hairs at this rate.
That is the Arkwright Solutions way, isn't it?
I'm here to protect what I hold dear.
Clear your mind.
I too will do all I can.
All right, let's do it. I will end this in one fell swoop. Bring it on!
We'll stop at nothing to take you down. Enough.
This is a surprise.
You're open!
Better be with my classmate slaves.
You're here to propose an alliance, yeah?
Allow me to let you in on a little secret.
I hope you're ready.
You are just so frustrating sometimes.
Took the words right out of my mouth, sweetheart.
I sought a diversion, a reprieve from this vapid world.
Damn, no! You can't!
My life's been a living nightmare for more than a decade now.
Why did you leave me?
I want to protect what I hold dear.
The Legend of Heroes, Trails Through Daybreak.
There you go. Now, as someone said in the chat, there's been many of these games, and we've talked about some of them on this show. But this is a new arc, so there's probably going to be a whole span of these games spanning out. Yeah. People, again, are very like, oh, you either like it or not. People are, Manic said a 7, Will said an 8, Jenny said a 5, 2. Is how sleeping tablets I don't have to take from this. Yeah, you won't have to take sleeping tablets, you know. But yeah, there's a couple of actually, there's a couple of good voice actors in this game. I'm not going to lie. The one guy that was like the last character that Jenny said, "Oh, I'd like that guy." That's the guy that did Lee in the Walking Dead game, the Telltale game. And there's a few others. I can't remember the actor's name, but they've got a couple of decent named actors in this one. So there you go. Anyway, Dave, tell us more about this one.
Yeah, as you say, there's been loads of the Legend of Heroes games in the past. I don't know how many, but when I did a quick search, it looked like a lot. This particular one, though, it's already been out for a couple of years in Japan. Looks like it came out like 2022, like PS5 and Windows over there. But I think it's only recently had, a proper like Western translation, Western voice acting added to it. So I brought it out over here now. It looks okay, another sort of JRPG. I think this one has got a bit of a mix of battle systems though, so it's not exclusively turn-based combat. Apparently, you can like freely pick between turn-based or real-time for most of the fights, except boss fights, which are turn-based only. So at least gives you like a bit of an option. So if you're not that keen on turn-based, you can switch to real-time for most of the gameplay, or vice versa. So it's quite nice to give you the option there. Storyline for this one sounds like your sort of standard up JRPG type thing. Character is just working as a sort of bounty hunter type sort of role, just in the city, kind of my own business, taking any sort of job. And then someone comes to his office, offers him a job to go off and find some mysterious artifacts, and you know what's going to happen with these. Take you out to the city and beyond to go and like find this thing, save the world, recruit people to your team along the way, build them up. It's going with that sort of game. But if you like those, then you're probably going to like this one. It looks all right from what I've seen of it.
Yeah. Tomo, your thoughts?
Yeah, not my bag, but JRPGs are just not. I don't know. I don't know what it is about JRPGs, but I just can't get into them.
Don't worry, you're like Dave and me. We can't stand them. So
yeah, but I do know quite a few people that would probably like that game. Looking at it and looking at going off what you just said, Dave, then about like you can switch between turn-based and doing the kind of free combat kind of thing. That I did kind of pick that up in the trailer. That looked quite interesting that you could do that, because I was a bit confused at first. I was like, hang on, is it turn-based? Is it is it free combat? Like,
I let you pick.
Yeah. So again, just like Zenless, like it's probably something I would rather watch than play myself.
I can't see me playing this ever at all. And Gozzo's just stated there's over 20 games made so far.
20? That's ridiculous.
Which is nuts. So
I know we the start of a new story arc.
I know. So this will stem off, and then we'll have the main game still going that way, and this going that way, which is nuts. But there you go. So we got a couple of scores. Let's see what people have been saying. Let's have a scroll. I missed. Sophie's gone to bed. Paulie and Sophie went ages ago. So good night to them. They're gone. Sorry, bit late. Let's have a look. What we got? Let's have a look. So U Spoon said a 4. Manic said a 7. Emperor Carrot said an 8. Jenny said a 5. Kylie obviously said a 2. Danka said 8. Flame said 7. Iquile said 8. Gozzo said an 8. So get your scores in chat. Tomo, as this is the last game of the night, you can kick us off. What do you reckon this got?
I'm going to say a 5.
Going for a 5. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Kind of like in between.
Okay. All right. George says 7.5 Dave's out of 10. Dave, what do you reckon?
I'm going to go for an 8 for this one.
Going for an 8 for this one. Okay. Folks, this is your last chance. Get your scores in chat to get your last potential shout out of the night. This is Legends of Heroes Trails Through Daybreak, which came out last Friday on PS4, 5, PC, and Nintendo Switch. And if there are no more scores, Manic says my score still stands 7, but chances are it's probably wrong. Well, I can tell you that this, ladies and gents, is our highest scoring game of the night, because this got
8.5
out of 10. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. What do we know? Jenny's like, what? Duchess, hello. Good to see you. She says, I'm sorry I'm late. Don't worry. Don't worry. But Usbu says, paid off. It was paid reviews.
Paid reviews.
Probably was. Who knows? They always do well. They do well. RPGs always do well. We have had a few that have tanks with some really bad scores, but generally they do. Oh my God, 0 for 5 this week. I think I will bow my head in shame, says Danker. Manic says, big sad, walks away depressed. There you go. A lot of people have not got this right tonight. Did we have any 8.5s? This has been one where not a lot of the chat have got it right. This is quite surprising. I don't think we had. We don't think we had anyone. Damn. Okay. Can't see any. No, there you go. So 8.5, our high scoring game of the night. This week is rubbish scores tonight. Well, to be honest, some rubbish games as well. Sorry. So, yeah, there you go. Our final news story of the night tonight, which is an interesting one. It does lead on from something we talked about quite a few weeks ago. So it was revealed that there was a lot of footage filmed and recorded for Grand Theft Auto 5 with the 3 main characters that was never used for anything. And we was like, oh, I wonder what they were going to do with it, blah, blah, blah. A ex-Rockstar, or we should say a former Rockstar employee, has now come out and basically said, we were going to do a DLC. And this is where all this lost footage and capture and everything was going to go towards. Because everybody knows that obviously Grand Theft Auto 4 had 2 very good DLCs, but Grand Theft Auto 5 had none. And apparently they were going to have this really awesome DLC that was going to come out. And it was going to be very heavily focused on Trevor. So this is where we spoke about the actor recorded loads of lines. He said, oh, it never got used, but maybe it was on the cutting room floor, etc. So a lot of that was going to be used for that, apparently. However, Rockstar realized what a cash cow GTA 5 Online was. And because it was such a roaring success, I mean, they've even just brought out a new expansion for GTA 5 Online. Literally, it's either just come out or it's about to come out. They've just seen the trailers for it. That they basically went, scrap the DLC. We're not doing any more story. So I think it's a bit of a shame because obviously this guy said we put all our heart and soul into building this thing up, doing it, getting it ready, getting all the voice and blah, blah, blah. And then it really didn't amount to anything. They did say that some parts and some characters did get used in other GTA Online content. So it didn't all get completely wasted, but the majority of it did. So the question is here, we're probably, a year away or just slightly more from GTA 6. Do we think that GTA 6 is going to follow in the same suit as 5, where you won't get any DLCs, but there will probably be some huge online content which will continue for whether it's as long as GTA 5's career, like over 11 years or whatever it's been now, or a number of years? What do we think, guys? And what does chat think?
I would have thought it'll try to follow the same suit because they've seen how much money GTA Online makes, haven't they? So why would you not try and repeat that with GTA 6?
Yeah,
that would be interesting to see how they actually try and migrate people over to like the new online that goes with GTA 6. Because people have been playing this for freaking years, haven't they? Built up tons of stuff. It's got a shitload of content to it. Whereas what's it going to be like when it comes out for GTA 6? Is that online going to feel a bit bare bones to begin with until they can spend the years building it up? Are people really going to be happy to kind of have to start again? So it'd be interesting to see if they do start talking at some point about what their plan is for getting people over to it.
Yeah. Because is it that thing that they will keep the servers open and it will stay for many, many years until the player base runs down, but they still have this new GTA 6 online? So you've got the choice to bounce between the two. Because to me, that would be a good thing, that they keep it running until the players die down and then close it down, and not do an Overwatch to Overwatch 2 and go, hey, new game's out. Fuck your game progress. It's a funny one. But what do you reckon, Tomo?
I think, obviously, we're all waiting for GTA 6.
Yeah.
I genuinely think that there'll probably be a lot focus on the online for GTA 6.
Yeah.
Just again, like going off like how GTA 5 Online's done. I'm surprised that they're still bringing out DLC for GTA 5 Online.
Yeah, I know.
I'm still surprised at that. Like every time I see something new, I'm like, what's going on? Like GTA 6 is like round the corner.
Yeah.
So I hope that it doesn't just focus a lot on the online stuff, because that's what makes GTA games good, like the story and the single player aspects of it. I've not played much of GTA 5 Online, to be fair. But what I have played of it, I didn't really enjoy it as much as I enjoyed the story. So again, I hope GTA 6 goes in that direction. But again, money at the end of the day, innit?
Yeah. So, it's a shame we're never going to see the light of day, any of that content. It probably could, especially a whole thing based around Trevor, could have been hilarious.
Really quite cool.
Yeah, but I don't think we're ever going to see it. Dr. Respect, thank you for the follow, has basically said the 2-time back-to-back champion at Talking with Adults. I'm just glad you're not Dr. Disrespect that we talked about on the show last week, who we basically slagged off because of his naughty whispers to minors. But yeah, so I'm glad you're not that person. So there you go. So much respect to Dr. Respect right there in the chat. There you go. So yeah, we'll see what happens with GTA 6 and that. But yeah, I don't think DLCs are going to be high on Rockstar's agenda really.
I don't
anymore
think so.
with this. So we shall have to see. Now I am going to bring up a question that was brought up in chat earlier, which I think is a good one. So what's the best game of 2024 so far? Right, because obviously at the end of the year, me and Dave and a guest do a big roundup of our top 15 games of the year. But I think, just to clarify, miners as in children, not miners as people who wear tin hats and go down digging for coal. Yeah, thank you, Jesse, for just clarifying that for us. That would be weird, isn't it? I was trolling miners with a torch. Okay, so what has been your best game of 2024 so far?
I can give you a couple. I've really
go on,
enjoyed.
Give us a couple.
You go first, Dave.
Go on, you go. I'll go last. We'll go Dave, Tomo, then me. Go on.
My favourite so far: Pacific Drive, Animal Well, and Elden Ring: Shadow of the Erdtree so far. Those are things I've really enjoyed the most.
Just go back then because you went a bit quick there. Pacific Drive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Animal Well.
Which one? Sorry.
Animal Well.
Animal Well, which
Metroidvania, very good.
we talked about a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, and then Shadow of the Erdtree.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely loved all those so far.
Yeah. Okay. Kylie says Suicide Squad. Lying. Here Lies the Deep is my real answer. What's that one? Do you mean Still Awakes the Deep? That literally came out a couple of weeks ago, Kylie, or is that a different game that I'm not aware of? Thank you. I did sneeze. Thank you for the bless you. Will says Destiny 2 is the best game of this year with the new expansion. They did redeem themselves with the expansion this year. Oh, yeah. Kylie says Still Wakes the Deep. Mm-hmm. Is there? Okay. All right. Tomo. Either one or a couple.
Even though I haven't played it yet, I would say Shadow of the Erdtree.
Okay.
Yeah, just because of the amount of reviews and what I've seen of it, and I can't wait. Like, if I can't wait to play it, then I feel like that's, in my opinion, that will be like one of the best games of 2024. That's just my opinion, obviously, but to be honest, I haven't really seen much that piqued my interest this year so far.
It's been a funny year. I'm going to say that now. I think I was spoilt for choice last year. Was this year at the moment we're halfway through it, and I've already got a top 5, which I'm not going to say the whole thing because it might spoil the Christmas show, especially if it doesn't change. But I do think there's going to be games that creep in from September to November that will do. But for me, kicking off the year, obviously I've said this since January. Prince of Persia: The Last Crown. The Lost Crown was absolutely phenomenal. I thought that was great. Pacific Drive, like Dave said, very much so with our friends at Kepler. Not just saying that because we're friends with them. It is a great game. It'll be interesting to see how the next game that comes out in a couple of weeks is going to do. I don't know. I'm a bit torn. There's two that I'm torn. I did love Banishers, Ghost of New Eden, which didn't do very well, unfortunately. That came out in February. But that was a great sort of hunt down the ghosts story thing. Sort of a little bit soulsy, but not really. But also felt like the Plague Tale games, kind of that story. And then also, I did like Still Awakes the Deep, which did come out a couple of weeks ago. But I can't see that being in my top 5, weirdly. I don't know why. I loved it a lot. I think it's going to get an honourable mention. But those are games so far this year that I've played that I really enjoyed. But there's nothing that's really set my world on fire. iQuell says Mullet Mad Jack will be another one. That was a great game that came out. We talked about that a couple of weeks ago. Come on, PC. Fast-paced, going around kicking. Now, talking of games about kicking, obviously Angerfoot comes out on Thursday. I'll be streaming that. I can't wait for that. That could be in my top 5 because I love that at WASD. I've been waiting that for over a year. We'll be talking about that on next week's show. So that could easily get into the top 5. George says, Tomo, can you play us a song on the guitar behind you before you go?
I mean, I would do if it wasn't broke.
Yeah. Jesse says the F1 game was pretty good. F1 game was very good, but not as good as last year's. And last year's got an honorable mention. I don't think it will this year because it was the story mode that tipped it over the edge last year. Dead Island 2 for Will. Dead Island was in my top 5 last year, so it won't be in my top 5 this year, unfortunately. But I did enjoy Dead Island 2. Dave's played it this year, but you weren't so enamoured with it, were you? So
I just thought it was okay. Nothing special. Fun in co-op, but I don't think I would have played it single player as well.
I see different. This is what makes the show great. I absolutely adored it. So there you go. And that was before I flipping got sponsored by Deep Silver or whatever and stuff. So that was before. That was like a good 6 months before. So that was in my top 5 last year. But yeah, it's a funny year for games, but we have got some big ones coming out. I do feel it's funny. 2 of the big name games that are coming out this year are both from Ubisoft, and I think if they do them well, they could be in my top 5, i.e. Star Wars Outlaws and Assassin's Creed Shadows. But if they do the usual by the book Ubisoft, go to these icons, here's a giant map, then they won't be in my top 10, let alone top 5.
I hope they mix it up a bit.
Yeah, they're going to mix it up. So we'll see. So there's some interesting ones. So we shall see. I like Kylie's thing. Angerfoot.
Very nice.
Hello, Onyx Wolf. How are you? Good to see you. So, folks, that is our end of our show. We finished a little bit earlier because obviously there wasn't as many games this week. Manic says, by the way, to what you were saying about GTA's DLC, the most recent one they have released is called Bottom Dollar, which is about a bounty hunter. Here you go. I think that's out now on GTA Online. Next week's show, we hopefully will be talking about Once Human that's come out today. Obviously, the reviews haven't come out. Hopefully, I'll reveal what's in this bag next week. We'll see. We'll see. We got that from TwitchCon. Maybe we'll reveal it tomorrow. I don't know. What a pog show. Thank you, George. Greatly appreciate that, man. We'll be talking about Angerfoot. Ace Combat 7 comes to Nintendo Switch. See if that's any good. Darkest Dungeon 2. We've also got the game All About Birds called Flock. And if we're lucky, we might even have the new DLC for the Avatar game, Frontiers of Pandora, the Skybreaker DLC. That comes out next Tuesday. And a game called Evil versus Evil. We'll see. That might get shelved into next week. But that's kind of what we got. There are more games. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 games that we can pick from. So hopefully we're going to have 8 for you rather than having 5 like this week. There you go. Gozzo says, Elden Ring, shooting a piece of glass, Destiny 2, the final shape will be my top 5 there. There you go. Breaking news. Price increase for Xbox Game Pass has been revealed, at least for Canada. Well, it sucks if you're in Canada, and then doesn't it? There you go. Big jest. That's my broken foot. That broken foot, not anger foot, mate. But there you go. There you go. So, firstly, massive shout out to our amazing guest who stood in tonight, the one only T0mm0theone. Thank you, sir, for being amazing. You're absolute legend, you. Can we have his socials and everything back in chat? If you're not following this gent, go do it now. There's his Twitch. There's his Twitter. We don't call it X. Fuck that. And there's his Insta. Go follow him. When are you back on next week, my friend? Is that the plan?
So I will be back on next week. Yeah. So I do 3 times a week. I do Sunday, Monday, and a Wednesday. Roughly about 7:30 in the evening.
Cool. So
you'll be a couple of hours, few hours.
Nice. Do you know what's your next stream gonna be yet, or not sure?
I'm not too sure yet. I might touch on Shadow of the Erdtree on Sunday.
Okay, cool.
And then obviously of Melon Live. We're doing a co-stream. We're doing a co-stream on Monday on Chain Together.
Oh, nice. That'll be fun.
So that'll be pretty funny. And
that'll
then
be cool.
Wednesday, I'm not too sure what we'll be doing. I just kind of go with it, Sometimes I just end up sat there chatting for about 2 hours.
Hey,
it just happens. It just happens.
It's a cool way to do it. It's a cool way to do it. And not only that, you'll be able to see Tomo at Timeless Gaming Convention. He is one of our featured content creators. He'll be hanging around the building, playing games, talking to everyone, and we'll be in the Content Creator Lounge, looking very smart with all these branded swag that he's going to have. Okay. Yeah. So
and if you can't find me, just listen out for me laughing.
Yeah, you'll find him.
Everybody can always hear me laughing at somewhere. Like
he's a good time. Yeah. So there you go. Big shout out to Dave, as always, my amazing co-host that knows the most.
Always a pleasure, mate.
For being so awesome. And obviously, thank you to all my mods and Creepers F. Bloody hell. I don't give a fuck.
Food is my cousin, by the way.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Cool. That sounds like me. Everyone always knows I'm a laugh. There you go. There you go. Love Tomo. There you go. Thank you to all my wonderful mods. Thank you to Dave, my manager, who's in chat. And thank you for all that. Also, big shout out to Atomic Moonchild, who hopefully is still lurking there. She's our community member of the month. Go check out her channel as well. Don't forget, Royal Match Challenge. If you want to help support this channel, we are sponsored by the mobile game Royal Match. You've got to get to level 200 by this time next week. 2 people have already smashed that challenge. Big shout out to Jenny and a big shout out to Jesse for doing that for us. It's greatly appreciated. It helps keep us basically doing what we're doing right here. You lot are awesome. Thank you to everyone in chat. Let's go do a raid. Let's see who's on. And hopefully we'll make someone's day. You lot have been awesome. Thank you so much, chat. I am back tomorrow night while I'm waiting for my stream deck to load. We are doing our community night. Thank you, iQuail. Greatly appreciate it. We have got our community night, and it's our monthly fortnight community night where we have custom servers. So we'll run around like headless chickens, not being able to find each other until we all just die in a heap, which will be great fun. That is 9 p.m. tomorrow. And don't forget, my last stream of the week will be on Thursday at 9 p.m. Angerfoot, the brand new game, comes out on Thursday. I'll be playing that Thursday night. I can't wait for that. My God, there's a lot of people on tonight. Let's see if there's someone that we can go raid. I'll tell you, right, so there's one that immediately jumps out at me. I'll just see if there's someone else, because I just want to see if there's someone we've not raided in a long time. I think, do you know what? I'll tell you who I'm going to go for. Someone we haven't raided in a long time. Dan, thank you for the 100 bits. Greatly appreciated. Mr. Supernova, who's there, who's a good lad, and is also a content creator for Timeless. He came and joined one of our recent community nights because he had a night off, and he says, I stream the same time as you, so I never ever get to watch you. It's the same. Let's go raid him. He is playing. Is he playing? He's playing the First Descendant, which is perfect because we were just talking about that. So you can actually get to see someone actually playing it because the servers ain't down. So that's cool. So let's go raid Supernova and go say hi to him. He's another great guy. That raid will start once the end credits are rolled. And all that leaves for me to say is wherever you are in the world, have a great morning, a great afternoon, or a great evening. And I shall see you tomorrow night at 9 p.m. for some community Fortnite. Everyone is welcome to join in if they want to do it. And we will basically now just do that awkward thing where we wave until I press the button. Bye.
Good night.